Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're doing something really interesting, taking a deep dive into personal change, success, resilience, the real mechanics of it.
Yeah, and our source material today is fantastic. It's
Yeah.
centered on J. Paul Nadeau, his teachings, his personal story. He's a behavioral expert, but not just academic.
No, not at all. His background is intense.
Mhm.
We're talking law enforcement, hostage negotiation, international peacekeeping.
And maybe even more importantly, some profound personal trauma that really shaped his perspective.
Exactly. So our mission here is to really unpack the practical tools he offers, strategies for, reprogramming your mind, choosing a better path.
hmm
And we're kicking things off with what Nadeau argues is the absolute foundation for everything else, mindset.
Right, we hear mindset all the time, but his take is, well, it's tougher, more rigorous.
It's not just some fuzzy feeling, is it?
Not at all. He frames it as an active moment-by-moment decision. It's something you do, not just something you have. And that decision literally shapes your reality.
Okay, so the core idea is that we're responsible. The way things are for us now, our trajectory. It comes down to the stories we tell ourselves, the perspectives we've chosen.
Pretty much, yeah. Whether we did it consciously or, just sort of fell into it. If you feel stuck, Nadeau argues it's because your mindset is essentially locked in place.
And getting unstuck requires work, like real internal work,
Yeah.
auditing yourself, maybe even reprogramming.
Exactly. And one of the first hurdles he points out is something he calls the comparison trap.
Ah, yeah, that sounds familiar. Looking at other people and thinking they've got it all figured out.
Precisely. Whether it's scrolling through social media or just looking at people in your daily life and assuming they're happier, more successful, better off.
Which is so easy to do. You see the highlight reel, right?
Yeah.
Not the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Exactly that. And Nadeau hits this hard. He says appearances are always deceptive. You just don't know the full story.
He has that quote right about how they might be going through.
A hell that you have no knowledge about. Yeah. It's a powerful reminder. When you compare your insides to someone else's outsides, you're really doing yourself a disservice.
You undermine your own progress. You focus on what you don't have instead of what you do.
Right. It drags your frequency down immediately. So the first step in mastering your mindset, according to him, is just stop. Stop that external comparison. Focus internally. Are you better today than you were yesterday? That's the only comparison that matters.
Okay, so step one, ditch the comparison trap.
hmm
But what if you need something actionable, like right now, to start shifting that energy?
Gratitude. He calls it the immediate superpower of mindset.
A superpower. How so?
Because it's instinct and you control it completely. And it's not just, feeling vaguely thankful. He talks about it as a concrete ritual,
Well,
a practice.
like a morning routine.
Exactly. Start the day with it. Don't wait for something amazing to happen to feel grateful. List the basics consciously.
Like, what kind of basics?
Waking up. Simple as that. Having a roof over your head. Food available. The people in your life, specific relationships. Acknowledge them.
Why is starting the day like that so important for this whole process?
Because it literally sets your frequency, your internal dial. If you wake up and immediately focus on problems, bills, things you lack, failures, you're tuning yourself to a low reactive frequency right from the start.
Okay, yeah, you're starting the day on the defensive.
Right. But if you deliberately start by acknowledging abundance, even tiny things, you prime your mind. You make yourself receptive to more positivity. You shift from a mindset of lack to one of receiving.
So gratitude is like the key in the ignition. It gets the mindset engine warmed up and pointed in the right direction.
That's a great way to put it. It's the foundational energy you need before you can tackle bigger commitments, bigger changes. It's choosing to start from strength.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Gratitude gets the engine running. But let's be real, sometimes that engine stalls out pretty quickly.
Happens all the time.
We try to make these big changes, a new diet, quitting smoking, going after a huge career goal. We start with all this fire.
And then a week later, maybe two, fizzle.
Yeah, exactly. We fail to make it stick. Why is that? Nadeau links it back to commitment, right?
He does,
Yeah.
directly. He basically forces you to confront the degree of your commitment. It boils down to that really uncomfortable, honest question. How bad do you really want this?
How bad do you want the change? The new body, the better attitude, whatever it is.
Right, because just wanting it, just desiring the outcome isn't enough.
Yeah.
Not even close. You have to commit fully to the belief and the actions that make it real.
So the gap between wishing and actually achieving is often just how deeply we've committed.
That's a huge part of it.
Huh.
And he offers a fantastic framework for understanding and measuring that commitment level. It's called the 4 rooms of consciousness.
Okay, the 4 rooms, I think you mentioned this, came from an actor.
Yeah, Glenn Mohauer, Nadeau credits him with it. And it's brilliant because it maps out your mental journey from thinking something is impossible all the way to knowing it's absolutely going to happen.
And we can use it to figure out where we're getting stuck, where the self-sabotage is happening.
Precisely. It's like a diagnostic tool for your mindset. So, room 1, this is the room of impossibility.
Okay, sounds bleak.
It is, in a way. This is where that fixed mindset lives. If you're in this room, you immediately shut down any possibility of achieving a certain goal.
What does that sound like? What are the typical phrases?
Oh, it's very definitive. No, that can't happen. I could never do that. I'll never get that promotion. It's impossible for me. Closed doors. End of story.
It feels safe, though, doesn't it? In a weird way. If you never try, you can't fail.
Exactly. It avoids the potential pain of failure, but it absolutely guarantees you stay right where you are. Same results today as yesterday. It's like a comfortable prison cell you lock yourself into.
So what's the key? What unlocks the door to get out of room 1? What's the mental shift needed?
It's subtle, but huge. You just have to allow for potential. Swap rejection for curiosity, even just a tiny bit.
Okay. So you don't have to believe it will happen yet, just that it could.
Exactly. And that moves you into room 2, the room of possibility. The door creaks open a little, you're not committed, you haven't started the work, but you admit, okay, maybe, just maybe.
The key phrase shifts.
To something like, yeah, you know what, that could happen. Maybe not for me, maybe for someone else, but the possibility exists in the universe.
Right. So you're giving yourself intellectual permission.
Yeah.
But what's the catch here? Why do people get stuck in room 2? Just admitting possibility isn't enough, right?
No, because room 2 is still passive. It's comfortable thinking, yeah, I could lose weight, while still standing in front of the open fridge. It requires 0 action.
So possibility without action is just daydreaming.
Pretty much. Nadeau emphasizes that moving to the next room requires starting the work. Do the research. Make the first call. Take the first small step. Possibility shows you the right exists. Action is actually getting in the car and driving.
And if you hang out in room 2 too long without acting?
The negativity from room 1 starts whispering again. See? Told you it wasn't really possible for you? The doubts creep back in.
Okay. So you take action, you do the research, you start the work. What happens then? Belief starts to build.
Precisely. You've put in some effort, maybe seen a tiny result or two. The groundwork is laid. That momentum carries you into room 3, the room of probability.
Probability. So now it's not just possible, it's likely.
Exactly. Optimism is taking root, grounded in actual effort. You're doing the things, and you're starting to see that, yeah, this is probably going to work out. The odds feel like they're shifting in your favor.
What's the mindset here? The key phrase.
It's confident. It's probably going to happen. And crucially, the person starts seeing themselves as a receiver. They're expecting the good outcome now because they feel like they're earning it.
So room 3 is about momentum. Small wins fuel bigger belief. You're not just hoping anymore.
You're expecting, but it's still not the final destination. There's one more level.
The ultimate goal, where success isn't just likely, it's
Guaranteed. That's room 4, the room of inevitability.
inevitability. Wow. That sounds powerful.
It is. This is absolute rock-solid conviction. It's not if I succeed, it's when. The language is certain. Yes, I am going to get that job. This is happening. It's done. The deal is sealed in your mind.
What makes this room different? Is it just stronger belief?
It's belief perfectly aligned with action and energy. The person in room 4 isn't just believing. They're doing everything required consistently with high energy. The physical effort, the mental focus, the emotional state, they're all locked onto the target. Doubt is gone.
So the universe, or maybe just your own psychology, has no choice but to deliver.
That's the idea. The outcome becomes inevitable because the internal and external work are completely synchronized. Work meets unwavering belief. That's the magic zone.
Okay, this journey through the 4 rooms is fascinating. But what's actually driving us through them? Nadeau talks a lot about personal energy, right? He connects it almost to physics.
He absolutely does. He emphasizes that everything is energy. Our bodies, the world around us, it's all vibrating.
He even mentions sometimes seeing auras or colors around people,
Yeah.
indicating their energy state.
Yeah, he calls it a gift he has. But even if you can't see it like that, we all feel it, don't we? You feel your own energy. You feel the energy of others. You walk into a room, you sense the vibe.
Totally. So how do we control our own energy? How do we make sure it's helping us move towards room 4?
He uses a great analogy, the old transistor radio. Remember
Yes,
those?
with a little dial you had to turn just right.
Exactly. To get the station you wanted, you had to physically tune the dial to that specific frequency. He says we have to do the same thing with ourselves. Consciously tune our internal dial.
So if we let ourselves stay in a low-energy state, beating ourselves up, doubting, feeling sorry for ourselves.
We're emitting a low, slow frequency, like tuning the radio to static or some depressing station.
And the problem is that low frequency attracts.
More low frequency. That's the fundamental law he talks about, like attracts like. If you're broadcasting negativity and doubt, you become a magnet for other low-energy people, situations, and confirmations of that negativity.
It becomes a self-fulfilling cycle. You feel bad, so you attract bad things, which makes you feel worse.
Precisely. You stay stuck because you keep tuning yourself to the I can't, it's impossible station, room 1 frequency.
Okay, let's make this concrete. He uses that party scenario,
Yeah.
right, to show the difference energy makes.
Yeah, it's a perfect illustration. Let's walk through it.
All right, scenario A. You go to a party, but you're stuck in room 1 or 2 energy, low frequency.
Right. Before you even leave the house, you're thinking, ugh, parties, I never meet anyone. This is going to be awkward. You've already programmed failure.
So you walk in. How?
Shoulders slumped, head down maybe, avoiding eye contact. You make a beeline for the quietest corner, grab a drink, and basically try to disappear. Your body language screams, leave me alone.
Your physical posture is broadcasting that low energy.
Absolutely. It's a clear signal, unavailable. Now, who notices that?
Well, high-energy, outgoing people probably just glance over and move on.
Exactly. Their high frequency can't really lock onto your low one. They're looking for connection, openness. But who might gravitate towards that corner?
Other people who are also hiding out, also feeling awkward and low energy.
Bingo. You end up attracting people on your exact same wavelength. Disappointed, maybe complaining, just waiting for it to be over. You attract what you are broadcasting.
Okay, stark. Now let's flip it. Scenario B. You decide to crank that dial up. You're aiming for room 4, inevitability energy.
Right. Before you go, you set your intention. I'm going to have a good time. I'm open to meeting interesting people. I'm going to connect. You program success.
How do you walk in this time?
Big difference. Shoulders back, chest out, head up. You make eye contact. You offer a genuine smile. There's a purpose in your step. Your body language radiates openness, confidence, positive energy.
You're sending out a totally different signal.
A much higher frequency. And that signal shoots across the room. Now, who is drawn to that?
Other confident, high-energy people, I guess.
Yes, definitely. But also, crucially, people who want to be at that higher frequency. People who are maybe in room 2 or 3 themselves and are looking for that positive connection, they're drawn to your light.
So you literally change who you attract just by changing your internal state and how you project it.
Instantly. It shows that changing your circumstances really starts with changing your output, your energy.
And this isn't just about parties or social stuff.
Yeah,
This energy principle connects to something bigger he calls the law of reciprocity.
that's the underlying rule. Yeah, it applies everywhere. Relationships, work, money, everything.
What's the basic idea of reciprocity?
Simply put, what you give out is what you tend to get back in terms of energy, effort, quality, focus. The universe, or just human nature, tends to mirror it back to you.
He uses a simple example, right? Like birthday cards.
Yeah, or Christmas cards. If you consistently make the effort to remember someone's birthday, acknowledge their milestones, send that card, what usually happens?
They remember yours. They reciprocate.
Overwhelmingly, yes. It's basic social physics. You put positive effort out, you tend to get positive effort back.
Okay, that makes sense in relationships. But let's push it a bit. What about work? This is where I sometimes wonder if it holds up.
How so?
Say I really buy into this. I go to work every day. I tune my dial to excellent performance. I give 110%, focus on doing a great job, high energy, positive attitude.
Okay.
But the company I work for doesn't reciprocate. No raise, no promotion, maybe not even a thank you. Does the law of reciprocity break down then? Is it naive to expect it in a corporate setting?
That's a really important question. And no, I don't think the law breaks down, but maybe our understanding of how it reciprocates needs refinement.
Okay, explain.
If you genuinely go in every day, focus on doing a great job, radiating that high energy and competence, the first reward you receive is internal. Yes, you've pushed yourself, you've built skills, you've reinforced your identity as someone who performs excellently, your self-worth increases, your skill level increases, you become more valuable. regardless of the external recognition in that specific job. That's the primary reciprocity.
So the reward is becoming a better version of myself, building my own value.
Exactly. Now, what happens if the environment, the company, consistently fails to match your frequency? If it's low energy, maybe toxic, or just doesn't recognize or reward high performance?
Yeah, what then?
The law of reciprocity, combined with the law of attraction, suggests that your high frequency will eventually become incompatible with that low frequency environment.
Hmm.
You'll either consciously decide to leave, or, more likely, your elevated energy will start attracting new opportunities from outside.
So the reciprocity might not come from within that company.
Right. It might manifest as a better job offer elsewhere. A headhunter calls. A new connection leads to a new venture. Your high energy acts like a beacon, attracting environments that are capable of matching and rewarding it. The universe seeks balance.
So the law still works. It just might lead you out of a situation that isn't reciprocating appropriately.
Precisely. The reward comes, maybe just not in the way or from the source you initially expected. Your focus should remain on your output, your energy, your performance. The matching results will follow one way or another.
That's a much more empowering way to look at it. So if things aren't working out externally, the first mirror we need to look into isn't out there, it's
Right here, inside. How's the internal relationship? Because Nadeau stresses, you're with yourself 24/7. That's the most important relationship you'll ever have.
which brings us right to self-love,
Yeah.
or often the lack of it, and those awful internal dialogues we have.
Oh, yeah. The inner critic. He uses that brilliant best friend test to shine a light on how badly we often treat ourselves.
Explain that one.
Okay, imagine your best friend calls you, totally crushed. They went on a date, got rejected, felt terrible. What would you say to them?
Oh, I'd be supportive. It's their loss. You're amazing. Don't let it get you down. Build them up.
Exactly. You'd offer compassion, validation, encouragement. Now, be honest.
Yeah.
When you face a setback, when you make a mistake, when you feel rejected, what does that voice inside your head say?
Yeah. It's usually
Yeah.
much harsher. You idiot. No wonder. You always mess up. You're not good enough.
Right. Why are we so cruel to ourselves, the person we spend every single second with? Nadeau asks, why do we treat our best friend better than we treat ourselves?
It's a powerful question. That internal abuse just keeps our frequency tuned way down.
Absolutely. He argues that reprogramming that inner voice, cultivating genuine self-compassion and self-love, isn't some fluffy, optional extra. It's vital for survival and success. If you're constantly tearing yourself down, you're basically living permanently in room 1 or 2.
Okay, so addressing the inner critic is key. How does that connect to changing our behavior? He talks about fake it till you make it, but with the twist. Right?
Yeah. He's not a fan of just faking it. Because purely faking it without genuine belief feels inauthentic. It leads to burnout. You feel like an imposter.
So what's the alternative?
The shift is subtle but crucial. Don't just fake the behavior. Start believing you are the person you want to become. Embody the identity first. Then behave in alignment with that identity.
Okay, let's use his weight loss example again. That makes it really clear.
Perfect. So, you want to lose 20 pounds. Traditional approach. Grit your teeth, force yourself on a diet, force yourself to exercise. It's a struggle against your current identity.
Right. It feels like punishment.
Nadeau's approach. Step 1 is internal. Declare and truly start to believe, I am a healthy person. You adopt that identity now.
Okay, so you claim the identity first. Then what?
Then you simply ask, what do healthy people do? Well, healthy people generally watch what they eat, they move their bodies regularly, they take care of themselves, groom well, they don't tend to binge on junk food or drink excessively.
Ah, I see. So the behaviors become a natural consequence of the identity, not a forced action you're fighting against.
Exactly. If you truly identify as a healthy person, declining the donut isn't a monumental act of willpower anymore. It's just what a healthy person does. It's congruent. It flows naturally from who you believe you are.
That feels way more sustainable than just faking it. You're aligning behavior with belief.
That's the core of it. It shifts from temporary behavior change to permanent identity transformation.
This focus on alignment, on brutal honesty with ourselves, it leads directly into that practical exercise he recommends, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The one for self-examination.
Yes, the cornerstone exercise, really. It's grounded in that Socratic idea. An unexamined life is not worth living. We have to stop just reacting and take deliberate inventory.
So what is the paper exercise? How does it work?
It's straightforward but powerful. You take a piece of paper, draw a line right down the middle.
Okay.
On the left side, you write the heading, things that are not going well. On the right side, things that are going well.
Cover everything.
Everything. Work, money, health, relationships, partner, family, friends, your spiritual life, personal habits. Get it all down.
Hmm.
And this is key. You have to be brutally honest. No sugarcoating.
That left side, the not going well list, that could be tough. Confronting.
It absolutely is. That's the point. Don't rush it. He says it might take an hour if you're really digging deep. Let yourself feel the weight of that list. Acknowledge the reality.
Okay, so you've got this potentially long, uncomfortable list on the left. What do you do with it?
You work it systematically. Take one item at a time. Let's use his example of a struggling relationship again. Say, my partner and I fight constantly about X, Y, and Z is on your list.
Right.
You have to ask the hard questions about it. First, is this person fundamentally toxic for me? Do they tear me down more than build me up?
Okay.
Second, do they support my growth? Are they generally a positive force? And third, the big one, is this relationship worth fighting for?
And if the answer to that last one is yes,
Yeah.
if it is worth fighting for,
Then the focus immediately turns inward. Not what do they need to change, but what specific work will I do?
taking ownership, that's different.
Totally. So you identify your contribution to the problem. Maybe it's, I need to learn to listen without interrupting. Or, I need to apologize sincerely for my part in the last argument and commit to not repeating that behavior. You define concrete actions you will take.
And that's how you start moving things off the left list, by taking personal responsibility and acting.
Exactly. You initiate the positive change, hoping for reciprocity, but focused on your own actions first.
What about people on that list, if you realize certain relationships are toxic?
That brings up tribe selection. Part of this brutal honesty is recognizing who lifts you up and who pulls you down. If someone consistently drains your energy, sabotages your efforts, or keeps you locked in negativity.
They gotta go.
Ideally, yes. You want to surround yourself with people who inspire you, motivate you, challenge you positively, people who are maybe even smarter than you, so you're constantly learning and raising your own frequency.
How do you remove someone, though? Especially if it's family or a longtime friend. That can be messy.
And Nadeau suggests a subtle approach, not necessarily a big dramatic confrontation. Just gradually create distance.
Ow.
Slow down your response times. Don't initiate contact as much. Become less available. Gently, respectfully, move away. They'll usually get the message without a big blow-up, allowing you to preserve your energy.
Okay, that makes sense. Protect your frequency. Now, what about the right side of the paper? The things that are going well?
Don't neglect that. It's crucial to acknowledge and celebrate your wins. If your health is great, fantastic. If you're killing it at work, own that success. This reinforces your positive identity.
But it doesn't stop there, does it? Even on the good side.
Right. The question then becomes, can I do even better? How can I optimize this? It's about continuous growth, not just fixing problems, but also enhancing strength.
He even applies this to dating, right?
Yeah.
If relationships is empty on the left side,
The questions turn inward again. Am I presenting myself well? Am I confident? Am I clean, well-groomed? Crucially, am I actually putting myself out there?
if your default Friday night is pizza and the couch, you can't really complain about being single.
Exactly. You've identified the work needed, change the routine, get out, meet people, tune your energy to expecting connection. It always comes back to personal responsibility and action.
Understanding these tools, the mindset work, the energy focus, the 4 rooms, the self-examination, it's powerful stuff. But knowing where Nadeau developed these ideas, his personal history, that adds incredible weight, doesn't it?
Absolutely essential context. These aren't just theories he read in a book. They were forged in fire. His own life experience is, frankly, staggering.
Talk about that childhood. It wasn't easy.
No. He speaks openly about severe, relentless abuse from a violent alcoholic father, horrific things being locked in cages,
Yeah.
regular, brutal beatings starting from when he was basically a toddler.
It's hard to even imagine that kind of trauma.
It's the ultimate test of resilience, isn't it? How do you survive that, let alone build a life focused on helping others? It shows why internal control became so paramount for him.
And that story from when he was 7, lying on the floor after a beating.
Yeah, it's incredibly formative. He describes making this solemn internal vow right then and there. When I grow up, I'm going to be a policeman so I can arrest you and people like you.
Wow. It's 7 years old. That's not just a kid's wish. That's choosing.
Inevitability. Room 4. In the face of absolute impossibility in his current situation, he locked onto a future destiny. A commitment to escape, to control, to bring justice. That became his North Star.
That resolve shaped everything. But his childhood wasn't just the beatings. There were other shattering moments.
The Santa Claus story. It's heartbreaking. He was 8, still believed. 2 weeks before Christmas, his father comes in drunk, holding his .22 rifle, and tells the kids.
He just shot Santa Claus, killed him, just like that, shattering their childhood innocence, their belief in something magical.
And then, the terrible echo of that, years later. When Nadeau was 17, his father used that exact same .22 rifle to take his own life. The instrument of that childhood trauma became the instrument of his final act.
Good Lord. Facing that level of violence, instability, loss of control.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense why his professional life went the way it did.
Completely. That childhood vow, he fulfilled it. Joined the police force at 21.
And he didn't just stay a beat cop. He moved into really demanding specialized roles.
Right. Detective, hostage negotiator, international peacekeeper, and significantly, he spent time in the Special Victims Unit,
Dealing with victims of terrible crimes, from children to the elderly.
which required extraordinary empathy, active listening, emotional regulation. He had to be a stable anchor in the midst of intense trauma. He had to understand victim psychology deeply.
And hostage negotiation.
Yeah.
That's like the ultimate high-stakes communication challenge.
Think about it. Your job is literally to persuade someone in extreme crisis, often violent, to cooperate, to choose life over death. You have to master communication, influence, reading human behavior, controlling your own energy under immense pressure.
So the principles he teaches now, choosing your response, managing energy, understanding motivation, these weren't academic exercises for him. They were critical life-saving skills honed over decades in the field.
Exactly. His expertise is deeply earned through lived experience, which led to him wanting to share it more broadly.
The book's Hostage to Myself, which became Take Control of Your Life, and that clubhouse room during the pandemic.
Yeah, that was huge, apparently. A room focused on beating self-sabotage. He was moderating with doctors, psychiatrists on the panel.
And thousands of people attending,
Yeah.
up to 4,000.
Yeah, it shows the massive need people felt and still feel for practical, grounded advice on taking control, especially from someone with his kind of background. It really solidified his platform.
Knowing all that really grounds these lessons. It makes the message about choosing your mindset, managing your energy, feel incredibly authentic. Okay, let's bring this all together. We've gone through the tools, the background. What's the big picture? What does Nadeau suggest this all means for us, for you listening?
He offers a really elegant 2-part definition for finding meaning and purpose.
Okay, part 1.
Part 1 is the meaning of life. He defines this as finding your gifts. What are you uniquely good at? What comes naturally to you?
Gifts like painting, singing, obvious talents.
Could be, but it's broader than that. Maybe your gift is incredible empathy. Maybe you're a phenomenal listener some people trust. Maybe you're great at organizing or supporting others or making people laugh. Identify those unique strengths.
Okay, find your gifts, part 2.
Part 2 is the purpose of life. And that, he says, is sharing your gifts. Once you know what you have to offer, your purpose is to give it away, to use it in service of others, to radiate that positive energy.
Because someone out there needs what you have.
Exactly. Your gift might be exactly what someone else needs to find their own path, to raise their own frequency. Sharing it is how you contribute, how you fulfill your purpose.
That ties beautifully back to energy and reciprocity. Find your unique high frequency, then broadcast it. Which leads to his final really powerful piece of advice about how to approach, well, everything.
Yes, the Bryan Cranston story. It's such a perfect analogy.
Tell it again. Cranston, before Breaking Bad, before he was famous, struggling actor, going to auditions.
Right. And like many actors, he'd go in filled with anxiety. I need this job. Look at all the competition. Am I good enough? His energy was desperate, needy, low frequency.
Casting directors can smell that a mile away, right?
Totally. It repels opportunity. Then he got this game-changing advice from a coach.
What did the coach say?
Essentially, stop focusing on getting the job. Focus entirely on the process. Focus on delivering the absolute best performance you are capable of giving in that room, in that moment.
Why was that so revolutionary?
Because the coach pointed out you have almost zero control over the outcome. They might want someone taller, shorter, different hair color, who knows? That's out of your hands. But what do you control completely?
Your performance, your preparation, the energy you bring into the room.
Exactly, your delivery. So shift your entire focus there. Go in to give your gift the performance, not to get the job.
And Cranston adopted this.
And it changed everything for him. He started walking into auditions, excited to share his work, focused solely on doing his best, on enjoying the process. Then he'd walk out and let it go completely.
If he didn't get the part.
He could genuinely be happy for whoever did because he had succeeded in his real goal, delivering his best work. His self-worth was now tied to his effort process, not the external result, outcome.
And ironically, that detachment, that high-energy focus on process, probably made him more likely to get the jobs eventually.
Very likely. Because that confident, non-needy energy is attractive. And that's Nadeau's final point for all of us.
Life is basically one long audition.
In a way, yes. Show up, bring your best self, focus on delivering your highest quality energy and effort in whatever you're doing right now. Have fun with the process and detach from the specific outcome.
Because worrying about the outcome just lowers your frequency, creates anxiety, and sabotages the effort anyway.
Yeah.
Respond consciously, don't just react fearful.
Precisely. Control what you can control. Your mindset, your energy, your actions in this moment.
So the challenge for everyone listening, stemming from this whole deep dive, is really to do that internal audit, that paper exercise. Figure out which of those 4 rooms are you spending most of your time in?
Impossibility, possibility, probability.
Or are you choosing inevitability? Because Nadeau makes it clear it is a choice. And the energy to move between those rooms comes from within.
Which brings us to the final thought we want to leave you with. It builds directly on everything we've discussed, particularly energy.
Okay, what is it?
It's this. When you change your energy, you change your world, not the other way around.
Don't wait for the world to change before you feel better or more positive or more confident.
Exactly. Turn your own dial up first. Right now. Commit to that higher frequency through gratitude, through positive self-talk, through acting as if, through focusing on process. Do that consistently.
And what happens?
You will start attracting different results. Better people, more opportunities, things start to align because you're broadcasting a different signal. So go out there, raise your frequency, find your inevitable success, be well.